and welcome back to another video. If you're new and just joining what's going on, my name is Benjamin Harding. I put up videos on long-term travel, health and fitness and self-development plus a lot more. So if that's your kind of vibe, consider subscribing. The feeling when you get when you're traveling is, in my opinion, on par with one of the best you can feel. Why is this? Because you get to feel like you're living your life on your own terms. You pick the locations, you pick the destinations, you pick the times of when you go, and you just see where you end up on the journey. You get to organise your experiences and you get to organise everything on your day-to-day and what you actually want to choose and pick. These often lead to those enriching experiences and enriching moments, and then also amazing memories that you can collect over the time or the month or the years or however long that you're doing it. And honestly though, I haven't had that in a while. When I first came out to Australia, back here to WA in October, my head was down. I was constantly working. I was constantly trying to figure out the path of how to move forward here in WA, and I needed to work in order to keep my head above water and to make money. So that's where my priority of my focus was, especially for the visas as well. So then this led on to notice a little problem. This was when I became a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit overworked. I was doing loads of hours down in my previous bar job, and I just felt like I turned into a bit of like a robot, you know? When you kind of automatically just have that routine of wake up, go gym, go to work, sleep and repeat, and just do it through that way. After I started to realise this and become conscious of this, I was like, you know what? I need to have a break. I need to have a break, even if it's for like 2 days, and we'll just go on a holiday, go do some awesome experiences, go travel a bit of Australia, of what I first chose to come out here to do, and just wind down and focus on myself. And I've definitely learned that having the balance in my life, whether it's like work and leisure, downtime, etc., is so crucial to your health, to your fitness, to your relationships, and to your overall happiness. So to restore this much needed balance, I decided to take a 2-day road trip from Perth all the way down to the Margaret River region. I went down there for 2 nights, stayed in accommodation, managed to get out and see loads of cool places, and in this video we're going to talk about 5 that you can't miss, that are absolutely awesome. So these 5 travel experiences were recommended to me by 3 different people here in Western Australia, all locals, all with different tastes and interests. That's where the diversity comes from with kind of the things I wanted to do. The first one that I ticked off was Busselton Jetty. This was absolutely gorgeous. It is a 1.8 kilometre stretch of long piled timber which stretches out over the ocean. It's a jetty that protects Geograph Bay, and there is basically a train that can take you from one end to the other and back. When I went there, I did a walk pass which cost me $4 from the tourist centre, which is on the jetty. It took me approximately 20 minutes to walk one way. One of my favourite things about this is that you can literally see so much of the Western Australia coastline from being that far out to sea on the jetty. I thought it was an absolute beautiful moment, beautiful time to be able to witness some of the beautiful scenery here and I've never seen before. Next up on the list is Inderjup Spa. Now this is free entry as well. This is a beautiful formation of rocks that sit on the coastline. When you drive up, you can have a little walk down. I took a walk and basically looked across all of the coastline onto the left and then made my way over to the right. The beautiful thing about this is that when the waves come in from the ocean over this rock formation, it creates like a bit of a spa in the lower levels of where the water sits. So it's like a natural, organic, really nice, chill and cool spa, especially in the summer when Western Australia temperatures are so high, like from being in the 30s all the way to the 40s, something that's very unique to the local area as well. And that brings us on to the next one, which is Amelia Park Winery. The reason why I wanted to go see this one is because we actually, we used to sell their wine in my old bar job down the road. So I was like, I really would like to see what this winery is about, you know? I remember driving past it on the way down into Margaret River, and I saw on their website that they do like wine tastings for like $10, like for that day. So that really enticed me. I went back basically the day after to try it, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not a massive wine drinker, but I do like trying new experiences. And one of the things I kind of learned about this experience is that when you're trying the wine, you're finding more information about it. You're being taught by someone that knows a lot more about the wine than you. And also in the atmosphere that I was in, I was overlooking like the vineyards across the rolling hills of outside. It was in a nice, cool aired environment, and you could smell the wines, you could taste them, and you could choose which ones you wanted to taste as well, depending on obviously like what you prefer, rosé, reds or whites or a mixture. I love the variety and the uniqueness of the experience. Just to add in a little pro tip here as well is that Margaret River, its region, is known so much for the wineries. When I drove down that main road to get to Margaret River, I saw so many. For example, the Vas Felix, also known as the OG, that was established back in 1967. It's one of the oldest down there. I also saw Grayling Estate, Grace Farm, obviously the Amelia Park, and there was a few more down there as well. So yeah, there's a lot to choose from. If there's any in this region that you kind of prefer to do more than others, then definitely have a look on the internet to see what availability is like in terms of booking. I wasn't too fussed with going to like all of the big ones. I just went to the nearest and easiest one that I knew about, and that's why I picked the Amelia Park. Definitely try and take off a winery while you're down there, because it's part of the Margaret River region and the vibes down there. Okay, next up we have got Mammoth Cave. This one really intrigued me because obviously caves are known for being like historic landmarks, so it gave me an opportunity to learn more about the history of the Margaret River region. All of the caves that I learned about were on the Caves Road. So for example, the Mammoth Cave, which is the one I saw, there was also Lake Cave and Giant's Cave, and I think there was another one called Bridal Cave as well. There's quite a few down there. The one that I wanted to tick off the most though was Mammoth Cave, just because I googled it and saw kind of the whole experience. When I got there, I got given an audio player, which I put on over my ears, and basically it was a guided tour directing me around the site and giving me like information and an education of kind of all the history into the different parts of the cave, all the different lower levels and higher levels, some of the bones that were there from like historic animals that lived in Australia way back when, and also the formations of the cave as well, which was really interesting. How like how the water would combine with the chemicals in the soil, drip through the minerals in the ground to then form like these massive, huge, like sculpture looking things that hang from the ceiling. I thought that was pretty fascinating, to be honest, just to learn about all of how it's kind of was created and how it's grown over the many centuries or years, etc., of being there. This Mammoth Cave is located 20 minutes drive from Margaret River, and also the tour cost me $24, which I booked online. They got like a nice little shop there which you walk into where you can kind of like get the audio tape. There's refreshments in there so you can get a drink after, which is what I did. And then we move on to the last one, which was Hamelin Bay. This was highly recommended from all of my local friends here. And the reason for that is because it is a hangout point and a stop off for, and a home to, all of the local stingrays that live in the area. When I went down there, it was on one of my last days, and the weather wasn't that great. However, to see such a beautiful scenic location that is on like a beautiful part of the coastline. I managed to hike up to some of the higher viewpoints, have a look over at one of the bays on the right and then also another on the left. And yeah, really nice, like white sand, blue ocean. And I feel that for how busy it was on a quiet day through the week that was not great weather, was quite to say like there's a fair few people there. Whereas if it was a weekend and it was super sunny and it was super hot, I'd suggest going early, because I can definitely say that location's as a favourite for the locals, and for a lot of visitors coming to the area as well. Okay, so that is 5 of my favourite travel experiences from Margaret River. To also help you plan your stay down in the Margaret River town, I've put together a few different recommendations for you. For example, accommodation. I stayed down there at 107 Apartments, which is located on Bustle Highway. This is the main street going through the town. 107 Apartments was great just because it was literally like bang smack in the middle of the town, so I was close to all the restaurants, close to cash points, ATMs, supermarkets, cafes, and so much more. So if you want to be like in the heart of the action, I definitely recommend the location and the apartment and the studio for what it was. If you're gonna do it cheap and do it on a budget, of course there are supermarkets which are super close by. They're 5 minutes from the local town. You've got a Coles there and you've also got a Woolworths there as well. If you're wanting to go out for drinks and food, I went to Settlers Tavern. Recommend this one. This was good for your pub food and your tap beers, etc. I also did a night of dinner at Thai Tamarin, hopefully I pronounced that right. They are Asian food, really good, really tasty, really enjoyed it in there. For drinks and that, I checked out a little bar which was called Pearls. That was one of my favourite bars in town. Awesome cocktails, awesome service, awesome chat to the locals as well. And then moving on to the last few recommendations, which is breakfast. If you know me, you know that I love a good, healthy, tasty, nutritious breakfast. So I went to the Margaret River Bakery. That was really good service. It is really busy from early on in the morning though, so I definitely recommend checking that out early doors, just to get a good space and get your food and get sorted for the day. And then the other one that I went to was called Riversmith. This was really nice, a lot more spacious, easy to sit down in, great service, great area as well, centered in the town, great options for food and drink as well. And yeah, really enjoyed having some food in there. So to also help you plan a bit of a budget for how much this is all going to cost for going down there, I've noted it down on my notes, so I'm going to share with you just now. The total cost breakdown for 2 nights, which is what I went down for. The accommodation, I paid $322 for the 2 nights, plus a $100 refundable deposit, so you don't have to worry about that. With the fuel, it cost me $66 to fill up the Toyota Echo, which was sweet. Food and drink, I spent about $100 to $200. Excursions was $28, so for total was $616 plus the deposit. For 2 nights, I think that was not too bad, to be honest. I've definitely spent a lot more in other places. Enjoying the whole experiences, doing loads of things for free. Also enjoying the ride down there, the drive, and just seeing loads of cool new areas and meeting loads of cool new people. Definitely 100% recommend checking out the Margaret River region. I hope this video and all this information has helped you in some way. If you have liked this video and got some value out of it, smash the like button, subscribe for more travel content coming soon to this channel. And yeah, we'll see you all guys back in the next video. Take care everyone. See you later.